Hey guys, and welcome back to another Destiny video here on Destiny 365. I have Scotty over here, and today we are going to be talking about our hopes for the future of Destiny, i.e., Destiny 2, what we want, and why. Um, so, to start off, subclasses. What do you want to change between the subclasses that we have now? What do you want?
Well, first off, having the subclasses the way that they are, I really like the subclasses. The only thing I don't like is pretty much the Titan jump. I think that's like the absolute worst. I think that the Titan should get a much better jump because the Warlock and the Hunter already have really good jumps, and the
Wait, hold
uh,
on.
the Titan just completely falls short of that because last part of the uh, the skill tree, the last jump isn't worth anything. It doesn't even matter. So, I mean, that's a huge part of what you know I want to happen.
Yeah. So you just want a new Titan jump, basically. Because I mean, out of all of them, I think the Warlock's the worst. But that's cool.
What just happened?
Oh, it was poor connection quality, but we're good now. I think like the best to worst is definitely the Hunter. I started off as a Warlock, and then got a Titan, and now I also have a Hunter. Um, so to be able to play all three of them, the Warlock's the worst. Like
Yep.
just barely in front of that is the Titan. Like just barely, and I feel like way above both of them is the Hunter. Like the Hunter's like got the best jump out of the three of them, which is kind of sad, but I don't know. It's you got to deal. I mean, new subclasses, like in our previous video that I talked about, the whole reworking of the subclasses and how they work. I think that if that does come true, again, I don't believe anything that was said in that video. I think that person's just hyping up Destiny 2 just to say that, oh, I made everybody so excited for Destiny 2. But that's the whole reworking. I think they have a real opportunity, if that does happen, to give us new abilities and new jumps, per se, particularly. Um, I do think in the other video I talked about the power of the darkness. I think that as a new subclass, whatever that is, I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, to have just new abilities. I think that will entice people to get Destiny 2 just because you can get those abilities and they're different than Destiny 1.
I think it was good. Anything new?
Yeah. What do you think about the characters? In my the previous video, I talked about after I talked with you about the leaker, and he said that the non-guardian um, characters. What do you think about that? That good? That bad? How do you think that, if that is true, how do you think that's going to play a role?
The
In,
non guardians
yeah.
like the new enemies.
No, the it said. Hold on, I'll pull up the image, but it said. Yep, that covered your face. Hold on, sorry about that. He basically said new non-guardian races will be introduced. I'm thinking that he saying playable new non-guardian races. I don't know how that would work though. What are your
Either.
thoughts? You you don't think that's coming happening or?
I don't. I mean, because in order to be like a guardian, you have to have a ghost, and no one who's not a guardian has a ghost. So only guardians have ghosts.
True, but
I mean, look at the stranger. She appeared out of nowhere. No ghost.
that's true. She could be a guardian, just not in the sense that we are guardians. I mean, I think she helps us and guides us.
She could be an old school guardian,
True,
but there's so much mystery around her. We don't
that is
really know.
true. Speaking of her, you led us perfectly into our third point, the story. Cabal. Definitely, I think Cabal is going to play a big part in the story. Um,
I really, really hope so.
and the Stranger, the Exo Stranger. Her, Cabal, and the girl with the three eyes, I forget her name.
Eris Morn.
Eris Morn. I think all three of those will play a big part in the story of Destiny 2. And that's really what I hope. I hope we get more background, especially background on the Stranger and especially the Cabal. Seeing as we
Mm-hmm.
haven't had a raid on the Cabal, we basically met them and then they kind of disappeared almost. So until they showed up again in the Taken King, but nothing happened with it. They just basically disappeared again. They appeared, disappeared, reappeared, disappeared again. So I think the Cabal definitely need to come back for Destiny 2. Um, what are your thoughts of this story?
I honestly think that Eris Morn is going to play a huge, huge part because she still has the essence of Oryx's sword, and she talked about some kind of a queen. So I'm thinking that Eris is going to be a huge part of Destiny 2. I'm hoping so because I really like Eris, and there's a huge backstory behind Eris and her. She was a hunter, and then she lost her ghost, but she's still alive, which I don't know how she was spared or why.
This she said that this will be her last true death. So whether she dies in the beginning of Destiny 2 or honestly I think that she's going to be a big bad in Destiny 2 and we will have to unfortunately kill her just because she toys with the darkness and she looks so much like Crota and Oryx. And like that last cutscene of the Taken King where is she's got the sword or whatever or the crystal and then she's talking about her queen like that's so menacing and like that's they if that was just like a oh she just had this one creepy moment and like no that there's definitely background to that and if they just get rid of that that's really going to be disappointing like that would be extremely disappointing if they
That
just
was very disappointing.
so that's our that I think would be a cool story. What do you want from the Cabal? Since we have a little bit of time.
Oh my god. We saw a lot of like what's his name, Valisark, Talus Valisark, and I wanted to see more generals like bigger than him, maybe in some kind of a big mech
Yeah.
or something like that. Because I mean, they're 600 pounds, and you know they bring tanks everywhere they go, even though they don't need to.
Yeah, that's true.
They really don't need to bring. They're just big by themselves. They don't need a tank.
Yeah.
And another thing, the Scions. The Scions are like mercenaries. They're not even cabals. So something more with the Scions other than maybe more about the flares, but I mean those seem like the three most elite Scions that there was, but they're still hired by the Cabal. So
Yeah.
there has to be a hierarchy to the Cabal that we don't know about.
I think when the in the story of Destiny 1 when they said that the Cabal sent a signal outbound and their to their kingdom, I think we're gonna have to face the kingdom. And that, I think, in that aspect, it'll be really cool.
I think that'd be awesome.
Just to face the entire Cabal army.
And then all of a sudden we'll be like, oh, I hate the Cabal.
Yeah, and then they come up with a raid that's super long, super ridiculous, super hard. So, we'll all hate the Cabal.
More puzzles, which I love.
Yeah. Before we get into our last point of non-carrying over weapons gear or anything like that, me and Scotty have predicted that Destiny 2 will be coming to the Switch. I didn't talk about this in our last video. I saved it so that Scotty would be here with us when we said it. So, why do we think this? I'll let you explain why you think it, and then I'll kind of chime in as well. Why do you think?
Nintendo would be stupid if they didn't capitalize on Destiny being such a high seller and knowing that you can take this anywhere with you. I mean, that's like perfect. Even though you have to be connected to the internet at all times.
But there's free Wi-Fi everywhere.
Destiny, exactly, there's free Wi-Fi, but the Switch might even have something better for that. They might have a built-in Wi-Fi system that allows you to connect to something we don't even know about yet. So, I mean, because I don't know if you know this, but like Walmart has these Bluetooth Wi-Fi like spy planes that fly all over the place now. They're being tested. That they're giving away free Wi-Fi.
Oh, I did not know that.
Everywhere. They're like spy planes.
Spy planes.
But they carry Wi-Fi signals. Like, this is a real thing. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'm just getting way too far into it, but I mean, Nintendo is always the one that comes out with the best technology for the time.
They do.
And they are the innovators of technology. I don't care. PS4 has great graphics, Xbox One has great graphics, but Nintendo is very innovative.
Yes, I can agree. Nintendo is very innovative. Honestly, I'm on the flip side of that. I think that Nintendo wants Destiny 2. I honestly think that Nintendo wants Destiny 2. I think if it's not on the Switch, it's Bungie. And I think Bungie would be a fool. You have literally thousands of people that will buy the Switch, PlayStation and Xbox. I bet like 25%. Huh?
I'm getting 2 Switches.
Yeah. I bet 25% of PlayStation and Xbox users will buy a Switch. Just to have. Just.
Yep.
If they don't capitalize on the power or what we have, what they're speculating for the power of the Switch, Bungie would be so stupid not to come out with a Switch Destiny 2. I can't see it happening.
But the Switch also has cartridges.
But, I mean, really, you have cartridges that can hold up to 256. SanDisk just came out with a cartridge that can hold up 256 gigabytes. I'm sorry, but Destiny, I think, is 6 gigabytes. I think they can download a cartridge with 30 gigabytes. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah, you're right.
So...
Will be their excuse.
Oh, probably. If they don't do it, they'll...
The developer's excuse, because it'll be something special that they have to cater to, which will cost even more money, and they'll complain about that shit, so...
But I think if they spend... You come up with a game for PlayStation and Xbox, and PC. Like, PC's coming, we already know that. So, if you add another console, it's probably going to take, $1,000 more or something?
Probably
of that,
more.
let's say it's $10,000.
Conglomerate. Video games are like $100 million revenue.
But if you already come out with a game, what I'm saying is, if you already come out with a game, all you need to do is get the PC version, modify it a little bit, to take the controls of the Switch, and then maybe a little bit less graphic intense. So all you really are doing is just editing the game, not changing anything, not adding anything. You're just, well, I mean, I guess you're changing controls. So let's say it costs $100,000 for every single person who buys a Switch. If a third of the people bought Destiny 2, which I guarantee it would be more. If 1 million people, which I think Nintendo is going to hit 1 million within like the first week of the Switch.
I don't think they'll have enough units.
Oh, they will not. Nintendo's not going to have enough units. But like a third of 1 million, you would make so much money just on just adding it to the Switch. Not even talking like if it comes out for the Switch, I'm buying it for the Switch and for PlayStation 4. Regardless, yep. I will spend the $120 on it. And honestly, I think they wouldn't be smart. I don't think it would be smart for Destiny, for Bungie to release it for the Switch right out the bat in September. But like quarter 1, quarter 2 of 2018, if the Switch can prove itself, which I think it will, it would be kind of stupid for Bungie not to.
Whether the Switch proves itself or not, I'm still buying it.
Oh, what? Yeah, I mean, I'm pre-ordering that. Like, yeah. So, I don't know, those are our thoughts of why it's coming to the Switch. But we're running out of time here, so let's get to our very end, the no carryovers. Why is this good?
No carryovers? Yep. Because it wants you to work really hard for everything that you do in their games. Having also a no carryover would also mean that you would be more interested in the story and how these exotics and how these other guns came to be, instead of it being like, oh, well, I've got the icebreaker in this game. I mean, I don't need any of these other new exotics because I have my icebreaker. And it's usually a crutch for people that they don't want to get new weapons because they don't want to learn something new.
Yeah.
So I think the whole weapon transferring thing just shouldn't happen. There should be variations of the guns that are already out now, but there should be brand new guns. There should be brand new guns, and there should be more perks, and there should be switchable perks, more customizable guns.
Customization is one of the things that he said was coming. Regardless, I don't think any of that information is true, but
like a scope and stock system like they have with Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah.
So good. Also, more, what is it? Arc Void and Solar based primaries would be awesome. Well, I know it makes the game harder, but still.
What if there's no Arc, Solar, and Void? You just want more subclass based primaries, and I agree with you. There should definitely be subclass based primaries. If nothing else, just on exotics, or if there's the highest tier of weapons, because they could add like Emerald or Platinum,
which they could like that.
But like the highest one should have Arc, Solar, and or the subclass abilities.
It could be ice. There's no ice. There could be
the darkness.
There could be the darkness. There could be like poison. There could be
that'd be awesome. Poison. That'd be awesome.
It would be. You'd have thorns everywhere.
Thorns everywhere. Alrighty, well, we are going to end it on this note. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. But tell us why in the comment section down below, why you liked it, or more importantly, why you disliked it. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We post daily. We try to post daily. So I will see you guys later. I'm Dominic.
I'm Scotty.
Signing out. Peace.